Your favorite things feel made for you. Your education should too. University of Maryland Global Campus, formerly University of Maryland University College, was made to serve the military and working adults like you. Today, we continue that tradition by offering frequent start dates so you can get started with convenient online learning that fits your schedule, by recognizing your accomplishments with credits you can earn for what you know, by providing no-cost online resources replacing most textbooks because a college education can fit your budget too, and with no SAT or GRE required for most programs. University of Maryland Global Campus, made for you. Last year, we awarded more than $15 million in scholarships to qualified students, including community college students, service members, veterans, and working adults just like you. Discover how we can make your education and your goals for the future a reality. Visit us at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
David Ortiz is going to get in the Hall of Fame. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
You really think so?
And there's all these questions about steroids and not. And it hasn't technically been proven, but he's on the list.
It has been proven. He is on the list.
He is on the list.
He said he'd get to the bottom of it, and he never did.
But they haven't released that list. That's the problem. They didn't release that.
Well, how do we know about it?
He's on the hidden list. He's on the hidden list.
He's on the secret club list.
Yes. Ortiz is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, as he should be. But they are going to be the biggest hypocrites in the world, the baseball writers, who are bozos, old men that just care about themselves and have all this, Sorry. I wasn't looking at you guys. But all they do is care about themselves. They're so full of themselves, and they're not going to put these steroid guys in. They should put the steroid guys in. A-Rod's going to be left off the Hall of Fame because they don't like him. But they love David Ortiz.
Yep.
It's the biggest joke. Like, if you're a voter, you can't pick favorites.
That's all they do.
That's all they do. With it. Yeah.
It's a popularity contest. It's all it is. It's a popularity contest.
Hello.
What's up?
First of all, I'd like to say that actual friends of mine do vote for the Hall of Fame.
I'm very sorry.
Your characterization of them was a little...
It's strong, but I feel very strongly about this because sometimes they do it on purpose. It really is. It's not fair. It's not fair how they do it sometimes. So if you had a problem with this guy, you're left off the list. Why are there situations where, Ken Griffey
when you're
Jr.
saying not fair, give me what do you mean?
Why is Ken Griffey Jr. not a unanimous Hall of Famer? But one guy left him off his list. Why is that?
When you look at the whole thing before Rivera was made unanimous,
right,
that was some kind of stupid baseball tradition.
Right.
There are probably, I have to assume, I'm only assuming on this, maybe one or two or however many people didn't vote for Griffey thought a lot of injuries. How many championship teams did he contribute to? You have to remember, you're talking about a couple of people.
Right.
And for whatever reason, and maybe they were the old school, the really veteran kind of guys who still have it in their heads, can't be unanimous.
Right.
So it's all part of it. That's all what factors in. Why didn't one person vote for Derek Jeter? We still don't know. We don't know who that person was.
I forgot that example.
It's kind of a ridiculous argument because, and I'm not when I say ridiculous argument, I say because there's no rhyme or reason to it.
But
I'm not saying what you're saying is ridiculous because I understand what you're saying and I can respect the opinion. But in terms of any Hall of Fame voting, it can be a whim.
Yes.
It can be hey, this guy screwed me on an interview and made my life worse.
Yeah.
So screw him. I'm not voting for him first year. And that can be the difference. Again, Derek Jeter, we don't know why one person didn't vote for him. Ken Griffey Jr., I don't remember how many people didn't vote for him, but it was what, 5?
It was
4
3.
or 5?
It was 3.
Okay, 3. For whatever reason, 3 people said, I'll vote for him next year. I mean, clearly Ken Griffey Jr. is a Hall of Famer.
Right.
Nobody would, I don't think anybody who has any sort of rational mind would say, no, he's not a Hall of Famer. But for whatever reason, I don't want to vote for him first year, and he can wait. But he's going to get in anyway.
And I shouldn't be so harsh, but I do feel strongly about this. And I use very strong words. They do it. It's done the wrong way, and it might not even be their fault. But to me, and I don't know what the solution is. I don't think the way they vote in any Hall of Fame is the right way.
Well, what has happened in recent years, and I know this for a fact because one of my friends who is no longer a sports writer, his vote lapsed. So it's not like you get to vote for the rest of your life.
Right, which is a good thing.
But that being said, before they did that, I knew a guy who was still voting for the Hall of Fame who hadn't covered a Major League Baseball game in at least 20 years. So from that standpoint, it's more about people who have covered the players who are now being voted on. There's more of them. I can't say it's 100% just because of the state of the media these days. I mean, so many people are leaving or getting laid off or whatever. But in terms of representation and having people vote who actually have seen these people play in person, and it's not just, well, I watched 2 games last week, and from that standpoint, it is the writers and some television people, magazine people, whatever, probably some bloggers too. Yeah. But everybody is watching these players play. So everybody who's either voting or not voting for A-Rod, for example, I don't want to say everybody, but probably at least 90% of them have seen him play.
Yes.
So it's you'll see a better representation. That being said, do I think A-Rod should get a first ballot vote? No, I don't.
Do you think that, last question, do you think that this will be the year Bonds, and I'm going to use Bonds and Clemens separately, because again, I think Sosa is a little on a tier below them. Do you think Bonds and Clemens will get in this year?
To be honest, I hope they don't. Okay. And the reason I say that, I mean, are all of these players that we're talking about, are they Hall of Fame caliber? Yes, absolutely they are. But I would rather have the Veterans Committee put them in. The whole point of this from the writer's standpoint was, let's wait and let's see what we find out. Because it's been 10 years.
Yes.
So we found out nothing in those 10 years, though, basically. But at the same time, do the writers want to be responsible for putting players in? And this is where it gets kind of fuzzy for me.
Yeah.
We all know a certain number of players who either, there are a handful of players who either have admitted to taking steroids or clearly have heavy suspicion of it. But you can already look at players who are in the Hall of Fame and say, well, what about that guy?
Pudge Rodriguez, Mike Piazza, just to name a couple.
And one of my all-time favorite players, Bagwell.
Yes.
He's another guy who I don't think he did, but he certainly was accused.
Yes.
So where do you draw the line? Because if you have players who are already in, but you say, well, I don't want to put steroid guys in the Hall of Fame, well, there are already steroid guys in the Hall of Fame. So at what point do you punish guys? Because there was a point.
In the Hall of Fame.
Second?
Yeah, Bud Selig is in the Hall of Fame. He allowed all of this.
Yeah, but I mean, and Bud Selig presided over all that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to me, you can't know for sure who did it and who didn't. I mean, I can say with pretty much 100% certainty that Derek Jeter did not. But he's about the only player I could say that about.
If you're a migraine sufferer, we have incredible news for you. Nurtec ODT Rimegepant 75 milligrams is the first and only medication proven to treat and prevent migraines. Just one quick dissolved tablet can start fast and can last for up to 48 hours, helping you take control of your migraine whenever, wherever. Simply wonderful.
Don't take if allergic to Nurtec. The most common side effects were nausea, stomach pain, and indigestion. For important safety prescribing and patient information, visit NURTEC.com.
Ask your doctor about Nurtec today.